Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Bengal Magazine. And we're going to talk mostly track and field. First up, Ray Shadowens, the head coach of the Bengals. And Ray's bringing along Tashana Dixon, the outstanding freshman sprinter from White Plains, New York. And then the next segment, Cody Sikora is going to join us. You've seen Cody in previous shows. Cody went to the Nationals, the Indoor Nationals, and did very well. So we want to do a little catch-up with Cody on how things went. And then Brent Ford, we're going to go behind the scenes a little bit, the facilities coordinator for the athletics department. I kind of call him the curator of the athletics department. Brent's going to join us, and then we'll also have Bengal Update with Liv LeBaron. So big show. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's talk track and field. All right, we're going to talk a little track and field now here at Bengal Magazine, and Ray Shadowens, the head coach of the Bengals, joins us, along with Tashana Dixon, the outstanding freshman sprinter from White Plains, New York, although it's part of the tri-state area, right, as we learned earlier off camera. So we haven't had you on since the end of the indoor season, so good time to recap that season for us.
Yeah, I mean, we had our SUNYAC championships. It was, I said after those 2 days, it was a little bit of a emotional roller coaster. We had some things not go as well early, but we finished strong on the second day and had a lot of great highlights. Kind of finishing, giving our opportunity for a lot of our young athletes to step up and get them ready for, by the time they're juniors and seniors, of not just scoring at SUNYACs, but competing for a SUNYAC championship.
Okay, so we're done with outdoor and we're into indoor.
Other way around.
Into outdoor now. Say that 10 times real fast. It's all right, you can laugh at me. And geez, the weather's just been beautiful, hasn't it? I mean, snowstorm after snowstorm, but give us a little preview of the outdoor. What can you expect from this team in the outdoor?
We, outdoor, minus the weather, plays to our strength a little bit this year because we add a couple of more events. The 400-meter runners, it's not as strategic.
Right.
It's just one lap, you're in your lane the whole time. We add the 400 hurdles. We add the 4x1 relay, which has always been a strength for us.
Yes.
So we add a couple of events that play into our favor, so we're looking forward to it if we can get a break in the weather.
Yeah, Tashana, for you, for the athlete, what's the difference between indoor and outdoor? Do you look forward to one more than the other? Are you excited about the outdoor? I mean, strategically as an athlete, what's the difference between the two?
My favorite season has always been outdoor since I perform way better outdoor, and I like the 400. I know how to run the 400 outdoor in my sleep.
So it's really a specialty to you, the 400 outdoor.
Yes.
When did this all start? You're only a freshman, I'm assuming 18, 19?
Yes, I'm 19.
Okay. When did you first pick up the sport, and when did you realize, hey, I'm pretty good at this?
So around like 8th grade in middle school, I started running cross country, and I was like, oh, this is kind of too long. I'll go to something shorter.
That's great.
Then freshman year, I started running the mile, and then each year I'll go down a distance shorter. Then sophomore year, I started running the 400. I was like, ooh, I really like this. So
that clicked in then?
Yes.
Well, it's funny you brought up middle school, because I can't stand the 400, Shauna, and I'll tell you why. Because in middle school, our phys ed teacher told us, we went outside and said, you're going to run around the track once. Everybody's going to do the 400, right? And I looked and I thought, this is a piece of cake. And I got about halfway done, and I was exhausted. I really believe it's one of, if not the hardest sprint, the hardest race in track and field. So I'm assuming you agree with me.
Yes.
There you go. What is your strategy on the 400, knowing that it's really all out for one lap, but is there strategy involved, and how do you look at the 400?
Well, for me, so I know I have to get out to start first. I like lead-in.
You do?
Yeah, so get on the curve, then I kind of chill a little on the curve, and then the last 100, then it's just all out.
All out.
Yeah.
Is that normal strategy, 400 strategy, coach? Is that how you would coach, or is that
that's
personal
that is
thought.
The 400 is unique, as you said. It's deceiving.
Hard.
And everyone has their strength. Tashana, having a little bit of a middle distance background, is a strong runner. So she might not have, you know, the 100-meter speed as someone has. So she has to get out and rely on her strength. And in the 400, it's going to hurt no matter what, so you might as well get out anyways.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you know, I'd rather be out in front than look at people's backs. And then the stress would also set in. You know you're behind, so you know the mind starts working, et cetera. We talk about going outdoors, and it's beautiful in Buffalo at this time of year, but how does that affect the coaching? You know, some days you're out there, some days you're not. Sometimes it's so cold and the wind's blowing you can't possibly go out there.
It can be a challenge, you know, especially in the shorter events, 400 meters down, when you're very explosive. You know, these are top-end athletes who have been pushing their body all year, so you don't want to push them over the edge and risk injury in the cold weather. However, we have a beautiful indoor facility. Our indoor track has just been resurfaced, and that sets us apart. And I honestly believe if we didn't have that indoor track, our program would not be where it is right now.
Okay. Speaking of indoor, so that the indoor track, it's not 400 though, obviously, so you must have to change your style in terms of practice and what you're working on?
Yeah, so like this year, since like I didn't run the 400 indoor in high school.
Okay.
So like I'm like, oh, this is 2 laps. I can't run it like it's outdoors. So my I use in the meets, I just get out, get cut in first, and then kind of run the race.
Very good, very good. What are your goals this year? I mean, you're so young, you're a freshman, you're doing great already. What do you see at the end of this season for you, maybe in personal best, et cetera?
By the end of this season, I'm hoping for like a 56.5 or a 57 flat in the 400.
Okay.
If I keep doing what I'm doing at practice, keep doing the right stuff, like going to the trainers, eating right, getting the right amount of sleep.
Very good. I love hearing those things. I mean, as a parent, I love hearing eating right, getting enough sleep, et cetera. Is that, if I'm looking at this right, we have about 30 seconds left. That means she's got to take 6-7 seconds off her current record.
Yeah, and,
Mark?
She ran faster than that current time. And like I said, the indoor, yes, tighter curves. In the indoor, you actually break in, so there is traffic. Whereas in the outdoor, you're in your lane, you're just focused on your race. So times naturally come faster, and also based off what I've seen out of Tashana in the last month, her fitness level has just gone to the next step.
Wow, fantastic. Well, very insightful stuff today. Thanks for being on the show, Tashana. And Ray, we're going to keep you around for the next segment because we're going to take a quick break, and we come back, more track, and Cody Sikora is going to join us. Stay with us.
No matter who you are or where you're from,
you are welcome here. Tú eres bienvenido.
مرحبا أهلا وسهلا.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
We are now joined, more track. I'm running here, but this is all good. Ray rejoins us, and Cody Sikora, the outstanding sprinter from North Tonawanda, the lumberjack, don't call him a warrior, joins us as well. And Cody went to the indoor nationals, the NCAA Division III indoors, and finished 12th in the 400 at 48.73. So we just want to kind of talk to you about the experience and how it went maybe beforehand and at the race. Your overall thoughts about being there and the race itself.
First off, going into the meet, I mean, especially being the only one going in, the nerves were second to none. It was my first time really technically running at the meet, because last year I didn't ultimately run because I ended up hurting my quad.
Okay.
But, I mean, even being in my hotel room alone, the nerves were really getting to me. The night before I was thinking, oh, what if I don't compete to my top ability?
Right.
It was just all getting to me. But then coming into the meet then, you know, I kind of put it aside. Well, I knew that I was there for a reason. I was competing as good as I can at the moment.
Okay.
And I just was going to go out there and I was going to give my all. I was going to try and be the first to the break. I was going to leave it all out on the track.
Wow. Did you sense the nervousness? And did you guys talk about it all? And
yeah, it was, I did my best. We were trying to, it's just Cody and I at the meet, and we're in Alabama.
That is tough.
And, it's like, all right, we're getting out of the hotel room.
Yeah.
Just go walk around, check out Birmingham, just to try to take his mind off things.
Wow.
We went to the, the actual facility a couple of days beforehand, just so we knew where everything was.
Great idea.
But mainly it was trying to keep his mind off things because, usually you have teammates to joke around with. And so it was unique, but it was a learning experience.
Hard to joke around with your coach, too.
That's
I mean, and there's only so many, as we said earlier in studio, there's only so many times you can watch The Price is Right in your hotel room. But so the nerves, it's good nerves, though. And I like what you said, that you're there for a reason, and you knew that you could do this. I mean, they didn't just pick you out and say, here, run. I mean, you qualified for this. So how did the race go? Did it fulfill your expectations, and did you run it the way you wanted to run it?
It definitely fulfilled my expectations.
Great.
But it ended up, I didn't run it totally how I wanted to. Since indoor, the track is only 200 meters.
Right.
So coming into the first lap, I wanted to be the first one there because I looked at everyone in my heat's times. My 200 portion of it was the fastest.
Okay.
And I was in lane 4, and I had the other 2 people I was running against. They were in the lanes ahead of me, so I could chase them down.
Okay.
And coming into the break, I technically was first, but then going into the first turn, I had someone else that was a little bit faster than me. He got there before me, and I didn't want him to totally cut me off at the break, so I took it off a little notch, and so he could go ahead. And that's where I messed up, and that's where I ended up not running the race that I wanted to.
It sounds like somebody has to give there, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone does. And like we said, it becomes a little more strategic in the indoor meet. That's why we're excited for outdoor.
Yeah.
Because when Cody opens up, I mean, his strength plays in, and if Cody has the lead with 300 meters in, there's not many people in the nation that are going to chase him down.
So the 48.73, probably a tad higher than it should have been, could have been, had this little break not happened as you had described?
Definitely.
Okay. So now, I want to talk about outdoor in a minute, but you only have like 4 or 5 days from the time they announce that he's qualified to the actual race. Any coaching to be done in those 4 or 5 days, or Cody just rest, eat well?
It's a fine tuning. There's nothing as far as a conditioning standpoint that we were going to do that was going to make him better. It was more of just making sure we're not flat.
Very good.
Just keeping things fresh. And like we talked about, the mental aspect of things, of just getting ready for it.
Okay. So now we go outdoors, and we've got about a minute or so left. What's the ambition now for you? You must be incredibly excited about going outdoors. What's the mindset? What maybe a goal? What do you see down the road for yourself?
This year, I see my main goal is to stay healthy, and I know that with staying healthy will come my other ultimate goals of potentially winning a national title.
Okay. Wow, those are pretty big words. A national title. It's been done at Buffalo State at track and field. We have a strong tradition of that. What does this young man have to do to get to that elite status?
He's doing all the right things.
Very good.
And he's, like we said, he's young, and now he has that experience at an NCAA meet. So when going in, if he's healthy, he will be there in outdoor, I have without a doubt, and he should be competing for an All-American spot in this year, which then sets him up 2 years to be the best in the nation.
Not bad for a kid from North Tonawanda. Well, congratulations, Cody, on a great showing at the Nationals. Good luck in the outdoor, and make sure he stays healthy.
Absolutely.
Well, just a quick reminder that the annual Bengal Club Golf Tournament is coming up quickly. It's Monday, July 9th at the beautiful Briarwood Country Club. All proceeds to this tournament go to support the student athletes here at Buffalo State and their programs. It's the only major fundraiser the athletics department does. So if you're interested in having a great day on the golf course and also supporting our student athletes, please give me a call. It's on the screen as you watch now at 878-6514. or visit our website and click on Bengal Club Golf, and off you go to register for this year's Bengal Club Golf Tournament July 9th at the Briarwood Country Club. This is a college that inspires. Here you'll be engaged, strive for excellence, and prepare for a career. Visit our amazing Elmwood Village campus and apply today. You'll achieve your edge here. This place is Buffalo State College.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Bengal Update. I'm Olivia LeBaron with a recap of news surrounding Buffalo State athletics. Men's ice hockey advanced to the SUNYAC semifinals for the 7th consecutive season, finishing its season with 17 wins, the second most in school history. Ian Silves was named the conference goalie of the year. Silves finished the season with a 15-6-3 record and led the nation with a school record 5 shutouts. His 2.01 goals against average ranked second in school history. He ranked third in the conference with a 9-28 save percentage. Women's lacrosse is off to a 3-1 start after defeating Elmira 22-5 on March 19th. Christina Crowell led the Bengals offense with 6 goals and 3 assists. Ali Ruggieri added 5 goals and 2 assists. The Bengals also defeated Allegheny 17-11 as Crowell had a career-high 8 goals and Elise Stark had 15 saves in goal. Stark named the conference Women's Lacrosse Defensive Player of the Week. The Hospitality Administration major posted a 4-82 save percentage and averaged 9.6-7 goals against average during the week. Softball's home opener was postponed due to the recent snow and cold, and the Bengals are in Claremont, Florida for an 11-game Southern swing before returning home to open their conference schedule at Oneonta. For Bengal Update, I'm Olivia LeBaron.
Well, thanks very much, Liv, for that update. I would be remiss in not mentioning that Ian Silves, the goaltender that was mentioned, picked up his first professional hockey win recently. Playing for Evansville, the Evansville Thunderbolts, Brent. Picked up a 5-3 win, made 41 saves for Evansville, so congratulations, Ian. And good luck with seeing in the NHL in a couple of years. Brent Ford joins us now, the facilities coordinator. I don't think Brett's ever been on the show. And we're trying to get behind-the-scenes people on. We've had Jim Fowler, the ice rink manager, and that type of staff member. Brent, as facilities coordinator, kind of runs the buildings for us. But in your words, what is your role within the department?
Well, basically I do all the setups, all the breakdowns, get everything ready for every home contest that we host, as well as any of the special events that we have within our facilities. That includes the sports arena, Coyer Field, softball field, game day management I do for our hockey programs, but the ice rink is run by Jim Fowler, and swimming and diving is taken care of by our aquatics managers.
You know, it's funny, people come to games and they watch the game. And they don't really see the behind the scenes happenings of how a hockey game is put on the ice. Let's just talk about one sport. Let's talk about football, okay? Because football is that traditional, iconic sport. I know you get in very early. I'm usually in about an hour and a half later than you are. What is your day like for a football game starting at, I don't know, what time you wake up and get in here?
Well, it starts Friday night with an early bedtime.
Okay.
I get in between 5:30 and 6 o'clock every Saturday.
In the morning?
In the morning. And I start to get the field set and ready. A lot of that earliness comes from making sure that everything is working.
Right, electronically.
Correct, including the play clocks. So I like to have the field set up as early as possible. Definitely want to have it set up before the visiting team shows up. You don't want to have people out there moving benches and setting up clocks, but also have the clock set up early in case there is an electrical issue, and we've had that in the past. So that's about 5:30, 6 o'clock. By the time I get the field set up, it's about 9 o'clock. Then I watch for the officials. I have to greet the officials, get them set, get them in their locker room. Then the visiting team, I get them situated, get them in their locker room. Then my student staff comes in.
I was about to say, it takes people to run the game, too.
Correct. And there are 8 students that we employ that are vital to the game.
And what's their role?
They're the chain crew and the ball boys.
Very good.
And then I have an additional 8 workers to sell tickets and work ticket gates. So there's 16 students total that I have to work with, and I have to make sure that are at the game.
Right.
The game goes on. I do a lot of running around during the game.
Sometimes you're a ball boy.
Yes, I've had it in the past where...
Sometimes I could be a ball boy.
Yes, I've had it where I had been down a student. And to tell you the truth, 16 years of doing this past year is the first time I've ever been a ball boy.
How about
and
that?
It's a blast. It
Yeah.
makes the game go a lot quicker. And to be down there, you actually see how fast
Absolutely.
the sport actually is.
Absolutely. Yeah, again, the average fan walks in and all of a sudden there's a football game, but the behind the scenes and the worrying that we do and making sure staff is there and I think you want to have a high level perception from everybody and the visiting teams and the officials as well.
Yes, correct. The day stretches out.
Sure it does.
It's a long day.
Right.
And you've been with me where we have soccer immediately after a football game. So the work doesn't end once the game starts or once the game ends. There's a lot to take care of after the game as well.
Yeah, with that soccer, it could go right into another soccer game. We bring the nets out and the fans come and watch the soccer game, but they don't really see the behind-the-scenes work that goes on.
And we have to go around the field and pick up anything that's on the field, little tape ends or buttons from helmets or whatever, mouth guards, correct.
Etc. So you 17 sports. What's the toughest one from a facilities coordinator game day standpoint?
It would be football, but also basketball because of the setup involved with basketball of having the bleachers brought out.
There you go.
Having the court set up, scorers tables, chairs.
Yep.
Once again, relying on a student staff to help take care of that stuff.
Okay.
Putting the railings in, tightening the railings of the bleachers.
Someone's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it, and it's all got to be taken out after a game.
That's right.
Or the following morning. And
that's right, because when we have track coming in for practice, et cetera, or some other events.
Correct, and we do have the instances where we do have to set up bleachers after a track practice, so we're pressed for time.
Constantly moving. About a minute and a half left in the segment, Brent. These are beautiful facilities.
Yes.
And we want really everybody to know that they can use them. I mean, we do rent the sports arena, Houston Gym, Coyer Field. Yep. I want to bring in a soccer tournament.
Yep.
What's the process?
A lot of times I get a phone call or a simple email. My information can be found on our website with my email.
BuffaloStateAthletics.com is the easiest way to do that.
Correct. And then I will provide a event application.
Very good.
And I'll get that event application returned to me and discuss pricing, etc. In fact, we've got a large group this summer. GPS Soccer will be here almost every night.
Fantastic.
So,
that's great. And I know we just got done with another large group, the annual Section 6 championships in basketball.
Yes, we had both boys and girls, and we've had both boys and girls the past couple of years. And it's 2 weeks of an extremely busy time in our building.
Right.
But Section 6 also brings their cheerleading competition as well as a handful of track meets during December and sometimes January.
Well, Brent, I'm going to let you go because I know while softball might be down in Florida, we have some things to do with the softball field coming up, and obviously lacrosse is going on too. So you're a busy man. Get back to work.
Yeah, I'm going to go set up the lacrosse field right now.
Very good. Well, Brent, thanks very much for being on the show. Great insight as to what goes on behind the scenes here at Buffalo State Athletics. That will wrap it up for this edition of Bengal Magazine. Thanks to everybody here in Creative Media Services, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for more Bengal Magazine.